Hello, my lovely Pisces Moon. Welcome to Firefly Moon Tarot. This is your new moon reading for the Forgotten Ones moon here in December. Just a couple things about the Forgotten Ones moon and being born, what kind of characteristical traits are inherited in Pisces moons. Now, of course, this is subjective. I don't believe these kind of assessments can speak for 100% of all Pisces moons, but as Pisces are water signs, and this is a moon sign reading, and it is your moon sign, and the moon is connected to emotions, the ability for individuals with Pisces moons to read the emotions of an individual or a situation, or even a environment is a lot higher. So you will be influenced by the nonverbal cues a lot more in social situations that may lead you to either want to separate yourself from these situations or engage more with these situations, depending on what kind of positivity or negativity is being emitted. Now, it also makes you a very keen BS meter. If you are willing to open yourself up to those truths. You may repress your understanding, or you may not believe that what you're feeling is true, but it is usually correct. Let's see, so that means you're, perceptive, emotionally perceptive, a little bit of, or highly intuitive as far as your psychic sensitivity goes, that you're BS detector. Also, that since you can read emotions, you try and respond in the same kind of emotional level, which can make you charming and or some people will consider it false friendly, because you just try to, accommodate other people's needs. These are both strengths and weaknesses, I would say, depending on how you approach them. And it could also lead you to situations of codependency. So just be aware in general throughout your life of issues or situations of codependency, where you feel like you have to help alleviate this person's emotional extremes because you can moderate it with your own emotional responses. Now, Forgotten One's moon is going to be the new moon in Capricorn. Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is the house of social status and karmic cycles. So this, it will have to do a lot with, a lot of the unnerving emotional feelings that are going on right now, or your internal conversations about what you want, where you want to be, who you want to be, may deal a lot with this 10th house question right now of your social status and your karmic cycles, whether you're in a positive karmic cycle or a negative karmic cycle, or whether you you are happy where you're at or you're not happy where you're at as far as your social status is concerned. Now, if you let it get and take control of you, especially since you're so emotionally attuned to people, this can lead you into a place where it will rob you of curiosity, wonder, enthusiasm, decisiveness. It may even rob you of your ability to emotionally respond to people, whether that is happily or angrily. You may become indifferent if you allow too much of this moon to overcome you. Now, since it is a new moon, this is a great time for manifesting these changes that you want. Like, you have been reflecting on something as the cycle ends. The new moon or the full moon was the time to assess what your goal was the last time, see where you're at, and then start changing some things. And now either you are moving on to that next cycle, or you're starting something completely new, or there's a new perspective in which you are trying to address the situation. Now, because it's the 10th house, you may be seeking to address it in a very social status manner or a very karmic manner. So you may be asking yourself some of these deeper questions about what you want, like I mentioned earlier. Now, it also meaning that it can be very nostalgic. So these situations bring up those times because you're trying to reassess things and you're trying to start something new, and this is about karmic cycles. You may be remembering times in your life when certain things happen, like patterns just keep repeating themselves, whether they are happy times or sad times. This can lead to a lot of nostalgic recollection, and it could also kind of bring to light some of these repressed tendencies that you'd have, whether you were repressing emotions or repressing habits, or repressing anger. I mean, this can all build up into a kind of a very, I wouldn't say that in this case it's not overly exploding, because Capricorn is an earth sign, so it's really more rooted. Like, it'll just kind of, you'll just become, really closed off. You could become closed off. So I would definitely beware of those kind of situations. The holidays can be hard for everyone. Then there's a lot of social gatherings. So you may be prone to be the shy person at the social gathering, or you can be the really extrovert person at the gathering, making sure everybody's having a good time, or trying to make sure everybody's having a good time. And try not to insert yourself into drama situations. This is that codependency I was talking about, where if two friends of yours are, having like a drama drag out, and you're like, oh, I'm going to moderate it. I'm going to be the medium between them. I'm going to bring the peace between them. That's what I do. I make people happy. Try not to do those kind of things. Let them handle it for themselves, because this is a karmic cycle. You're not taking care of yourself. You're taking care of other people. And that situation puts a lot of negative energy on you unnecessarily, where it's not your fight. You really don't need to be participating in it. Now, Capricorn is also ruled by Saturn. That, like I said, is the planet of karma. So some things like discipline and responsibility, management and administration, that's what rules this planet, like keeping a clear eye on the directive and laying out strict goals. Now, this may not be the way you approach life usually, but this may help you get through some of these issues right now, or help you manifest this new moon energy, is really clearly writing down what you want and how you want to achieve it, what you've accomplished, what is left to accomplish. Try to stay away from the strictly ego gratification things, really dive into who you are and what makes you happy and what you want. All right. Now, some other things I would say just before I go, or we go into the channel message. Actually, I can go directly into the channel messages. All right. So that was a bit about the moon, both yourself and the Forgotten One's moon. So I now move into the channel messages. The first and strongest one I got was the Queen of Voices, and I am asked to read the poem specifically about this card right here. If this image has an effect on you, I mean, I think it's beautiful. Her wings. So let me see if I can keep it in focus and read at the same time. There is magic in truth. There is truth in my veins, where my blood speaks in soothe, and my mind has no reins. So this is a message for you right now, specifically, not just the message or, the typical meaning of the card, but that poem. I was really drawn to speak that poem. All right. Another is, some of you might be relocating or remodeling. This will make you happy in the end. It'll bring new energy into your place. Absolutely. I think that's great. It's just going to be a struggle, and there may be some dissenting voices regarding some of this. And then if you're moving to a new place, the finding new friends is going to be hard. You're going to meet a lot of false people at first, but like I said earlier, you have an ability to be charming because you acquiesce to kind of everybody's different energy flows and things like that. But just make sure to seek out people who really have your best interest in mind. I mean, real friends are worth it. Those in-between friends are just people you can, easily replace or forget about. For some reason, I saw, I don't know what this represents. I'll give you the context and it might help. So there was a situation where a woman was running the Secretary of Education. Now, this isn't like what you would think it would be in the United States. The Secretary of Education building was this old 1840s schoolhouse in the middle of a dust bowl, and then maybe it was 2 stories, and it was made of wood, and everybody had these old wood desks, and she had made a move towards to redesign education. Now, education may be an issue that you wanted to cover, and you're thinking how better to address, maybe you're a teacher, how better to address education. I'm not sure, but there's definitely ways, like, there's just, maybe you want to kind of reimagine the way schooling is for your children or for other children. And this Secretary of Education was previously a military officer. And when she made this move to try and reassess education, the president that she was serving took it as an affront or something. And because she became so popular, people wanted to upgrade her to the Secretary of Defense. I'm not sure, again, where all this leads to. But in one context, people wanted to, thought that she should stay in her lane and maybe she should go back to what she knew, which is military, instead of education. So there may be a message in there for someone regarding, maybe you were a person of service. Maybe you, public service is kind of one of your callings and what you've done. And someone gave you the opportunity to branch out into a different sector, and you are accomplishing more there, and it's making people uncomfortable that they're going to put you back in your lane. Maybe you are a retired military officer and you have kids now, and you want to either homeschool them or kind of help them or set up maybe an after-school program for children that can teach them some of the skills that schools seem to be failing to teach them nowadays. Maybe you are using your connections within the military sector to actually build a nonprofit organization where retired or vets or possible soldiers with certain special needs help kids adapt in bad situations or things like that. And it ends up kind of being like a big brother, or little sister, or big sister, little sister, big brother, little brother situation, and it helps both of the people involved in the situation. So there may be a mentoring program that you're working on. I also think for some of you, there's definitely a clear message of a boss situation or a power dynamic situation where you have been given more responsibility in a certain in a certain task or variable or section of a workplace, and the head person, it was not very clear as to what your duties are, what the expectations were, and now they're complaining about the product that you're putting out there, even though they had no explanations for you. They want you to do 3 people's jobs, and you're like, no, you need to have a talk with them. Don't let them take advantage of you, basically. So those are the channeled messages that I got. So the Queen of Swords, obviously, then this kind of military veined one, and this education connected one, and these false expectations that people may have of you, and that you may have been relocating or remodeling. So if any of those decisions apply to you, there may be a message in this reading for you, or specifically for you, or those are specifically for you, to help you address those situations. Maybe the Queen of Swords is to tell you that is the type of energy that you need to bring to those situations in order to overcome them. So again, I will read the poem one last time for you, just so you remember. There is magic in truth, there is truth in my veins, where my blood speaks in soothe, and my mind has no reins. Okay? All right, so thank you very much, Pisces Moon, for joining me today. I have cleansed your space, and I have asked spirits to guide us on your journey. I am currently using the Modern Witch Tarot deck for your reading. I have smudged the space, and hopefully we are set and ready to go without any negative energy to influence this reading. So we're going to just start off right off the bat. All right? Let's get these cards out, my beautiful Pisces. Please, spirits, guides, guardians, divine angels, and messengers, please guide Pisces Moons for their highest good. Please allow me to act as a conductor and guide them to the messages for their highest good. Thank you very much, Spirit. This is my first time actually using this deck for a reading. It's not my favorite deck. It's something to do with the card stock as well, and I don't know. I can't seem to connect to these cards as well, but I was drawn to use it for today's decks, or today's reading. I think this new moon, maybe we're all trying to start, you know, a new relationship, you know, something. All right, let's keep these. Okay, so far we pulled up the Hangman, the Page of Swords, the Hermit, and a King of Swords in reverse. Then in the middle we have so far an Ace of Cups upright, a Temperance in reverse, a King of Wands upright, and a Strength in reverse. All right, final messages, spirits, guides, guardians, angels. Please guide my Pisces for their highest good. What messages do they need to hear at this time? All right, Spirit, I'm looking for the final card. Thank you very much. Well, let's see what we have. And then at the bottom, Page of Cups. All right, can we kind of see everything? All right, okay, so in this last section, here we have the Devil, the Empress, the Nine of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, that is literally 50% of the cards up are major arcanas. And we have, I would say, oh wait, yep, half of them also. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only 2 of them are upright, which is in this last section. All right, so there may be some imbalance regarding a new start. There may be some lack of clarity regarding whatever this new moon phase is having you bring. I'll see what it is as we go on, but I'm going to start actually just talking about the major arcanas that are in reverse. So, right. Okay, so we have the Hermit in reverse. So this tells me that I think along with the fact that the Hangman and the Hermit are in reverse together in the same pile, tells me that there is a situation that you were kind of stagnant about, that you thought about for a long time, and now you're in motion. Something is in motion. That you're no longer sitting on your hide, contemplating, thinking, assessing. You have, changed your viewpoint on something, and now you're moving on it. Okay? And the fact that the other 2 cards in this are swords, which is a very fast-moving energy, tells me that it's something that kind of just, maybe this Page of Swords moment, like this Page of Swords, like epiphany hit you. Like after all this time of contemplating, out of trying to understand something, you're like, yes, my work, came through. And it looks like she almost just like took this sword and cut through the air right in front of her, and then everything, in the past was kind of cloudy, and then she just took the sword and just kind of cut through anything that was fogging the memory. Now, it might have been her connection to her own thoughts, the imbalance behind trying to weigh all the aspects of the situation, your inability to look at the context between it not just affecting you, the people around you, your position, your place, your money. You may have failed to have wanted to look at how it affected a certain part of your life. And now you're like, okay, I'm just going to confront it and I'm going to move on it. Now, these 2 in reverse. This tells me that there was a lot of ego and self-centeredness involved in this situation, that you were embodying a lot of the kind of negative connotations that come with being, people talk about being Leo or being a lion or being full of, you know, like Leos are full of themselves. They always seek attention and they can't be alone. You know, just, I'm not, you know, I don't know all of them. I'm sure people have other opinions, but it looks like those were the traits that you were embodying during a certain time that was preventing you from being an actual strong person. Like, not like strength doesn't come with putting people down or making yourself look bigger. It just comes with embodying the natural you who is comfortable in all your skins, that is just honest and open with who they are. And then this temperance, it's all about mixing the elements, like being the alchemist over your reality. And there was a lot of, I mean, if it's in balance, like what I'm getting this is there was a lot of toxicity. You were using your powers, so to say, to create imbalance instead of creating balance. Somehow you were creating the toxicity that was around a situation. Or it may not be you. It may have been, it may be somebody in your situation. Now that I'm seeing this, if this was a love situation specifically regarding just these two cards, because this seems like this is like cutting something out of your life that you were afraid to, you know, address, that you were afraid to truly confront. And it had you feeling stagnant for a long time. I mean, then you change your position and moved on. This is telling me when we have north is like the root, the energy that is above you, that's in your thoughts, it's your mind. And then this King of Wands, like the energy that's grounding you, that's kind of like where you want to find your place, you know, like how you want to be, is an Ace of Cups and a King of Wands. So you may really have been working on trying to love yourself. And this is telling me that you were probably noticing these bad habits that you thought like looking good was important, or being the smartest one in there, or being the strongest one, or being that bully, you know, that made themselves the ball of the bell, the bell of the ball, but really nobody liked them. It was like using your powers for not good, instead of being this loving, caring, like King of Wands that you can be. Because the King of Wands is when it's upright like this, it's a very healthy version of strength qualities. You know, it's a manifesting ability. With it, I mean, we've got this gecko. Her throne is made of like fire below. It's like boss lady pants even, you know, on this person. I'm going to get it deeper into this. I'm not sure what the Ace of Cups is. I really, like at this point, I am feeling that it's loving yourself. Like truly committing to loving yourself or wanting to love yourself. And this may be the externality situations. Maybe people were putting you down. Somebody else was using their power to put you down. It was this like unhealthy, ego-driven person that was around you. Now this usually is in the past. It's, you know, what I feel in some cases. But I don't think that's in the past is out of your life. It's just, it might be something that has continued on for a long time. That the past is still like, because the relationship is built up for a long time, like you can't have your present without understanding this past, you know, because it was a big part of your upbringing or your life. And it seems a bit toxic. So, okay, I'm going to move real quick over here because I don't want to go too far into this without understanding also what is here. So here we have the Devil in the top. Possibly in your mind's energy. We have the Empress. Gorgeous here. And kind of your looking forward, you know, your forward-looking situation. And then kind of what's rooting in this situation is the Nine of Cups. Also very pretty. I love that skirt. Do love that skirt. And then this Queen of Pentacles. Kind of like some energy. Oh, I love that little bunny. This little bunny right here. I don't know. It's really piquing my attention for some reason. And, you know, between this Empress and this Devil. Okay, so if you look right here, this goat's head. And then we have the goat's head. Okay. So we have here Leo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo. Oh, fudge. Let's see. Is this also the second? I mean, yeah, this is just ruled. This is, oh, yeah. It's ruled by Venus. And this is ruled by Neptune. Okay. So let's take a look at these, Capricorn. I mean, not Capricorn. I'm looking at this and I said Capricorn. So definitely Capricorn. There's maybe somebody, a Capricorn, in your life that is a authoritarian figure. Or I don't want to say authoritarian in a bad sense, but a person that is in a position of high standing. Parent, teacher, lover, grandparent, boss. Let's see. The fact that these two here have their back to us. Okay, Pisces. Now, you won't notice because I'll cut it out, but I had to linger a while on trying to figure out what these three clusters were trying to tell me. Okay? Because like I don't say anything specifically while I deal them out. I just want the messages from Spirit. So, what I am seeing here, because like sometimes it's a how and a what, and or sometimes it's advice, sometimes it's past, present, future. You know, it just depends on what Spirit specifically wants to tell. I mean, sometimes people want to set certain guidelines. Only for the Capricorn reading did we set specific guidelines, but that's because their spirits wanted me to beforehand. Now, what I am seeing here is that this devil is kind of your desire. You desire something in the social landscape. In your, again, I'm going to go back to social status in this. You desire. And what I'm guessing you desire is not what I'm guessing. What I'm seeing, what is being shown to me at this time is really to be this empress where you can create things and you can create value that leads to just emotional happiness and fulfilled financial happiness. The way you want to do this is possibly in a lot of aspects connecting to your very secular side of your life, or nature or community. You want to push boundaries in a sense, I'm getting as well, by creating something. You definitely want to create something that in essence represents yourself in a true kind of honest and open representation of yourself. That now, when I say that, I don't mean you want to show everyone who you are at home, but since the moon does represent your family foundation and fertility, the fourth house, now this is something that like when you're at home, it's like your family, your foundation, your home plane, you want to keep separate than your external ideas. But whatever this situation is something that came to fruition, that was birthed due to your desires and that come from being connected to your family and your foundation and your home and creating a strong family foundation and home structure, like fertility structure. This came from a desire of something you thought you could achieve based on those values or goals. And since you are, I was saying earlier, a very intuitive and emotionally aware individual regarding other people's emotions, not as much your own, other people's. Like this desire thing, it may be you're focusing on what other people want, which in this case is going to lead to a venture of some sort. Now, like I said earlier in the channeled messages, this is coming along for someone, is you focusing too much on other people will lead to more of this imbalance if it's not directed through a healthy mechanism, which somebody here wants to create something, which is a healthy mechanism. Because in some sense of the word, you may be paying attention to other people's emotions, and you may be involving yourself, but it doesn't go to a codependency issue, because the thing that you are creating, you have control over. So yes, if you're creating something as a production specialist, then yes, obviously, you rely on customers. I don't want to say that's an unhealthy version of codependency, because it's not a negative reciprocating emotion or cycle or karmic cycle that just keeps looping. And you have the ability to change your product over time and change customer bases. But what I'm seeing here is kind of, this is a wish or a desire or a goal. And like I said before, this is something like there was a situation. This is probably how you are going to or what you did. Okay. So like I said, there was a situation in which you were trying to figure out what perspective to take on it. You were trying to learn all you could about the topic or how to do something or how to accomplish something. And all of a sudden you took this Page of Swords, you had your epiphany moment, you learned the thing that you needed to do by facing it and confronting it, basically being this Queen of Swords, like the truth that we were looking for. You finally looked at the truth of the situation, or the truth of yourself, or the truth about another participant in this activity, or truth about the world or the environment that allows for this product development, in your case, to flourish. And you cut through everything that was fogging you up, and now you're in motion. Now, this about, how, I'm guessing this is what you did, and this is how you got there, because there was a lot of toxicity. Like when I see this, like for some reason, when I see these two in reverse together, and now, like, I could read this differently at a different time, but it's all the cards together, and it's the situation and the circumstances of what everything is telling me regarding whether it was the channeled messages or the environment of the moon at this time, is that there was some toxicity going on. Either you were self-hating yourself, telling yourself falsehoods and lies, or somebody else in your environment that is in a position to make you feel inadequate was telling you those lies. And you had to focus on really appreciating and understanding your worth and your value, and that you are beautiful and that you are unique and you are actually strong and you have magic. You have magic powers. And this love that you understood about yourself, and that either it could be somebody offered you, maybe you have a best friend or someone you just met. Yeah, I feel like it's someone new, someone recent into your life, and they may have been going through the same thing, or may have gone through the same thing at one point in time. This person may also be older than you, or for older grandparents, it might be a grandchild that just all of a sudden, like, no, it's, you see kind of like through this youthfulness, like something about them just sparked something in you, and you remembered who you were. You remember who you can be. Because you've been this person before, and you've dreamed about being that person, or you're that person, in certain circumstances around certain people, or you're specifically that person in your home, foundation, and family situations. And now you're trying to incorporate it into your social status situations. It's just, it took a lot of healing. Now, I'm surprised the star hasn't come up here. It may come up in the clarifiers for your sun sign, but it looked like an offer of love was handed to you, and it could have been from from someone that you, like a new friend or a family member that is of a different age or a different generation than you, kind of tells you not to put up with it. Also, like right now I'm getting this scene from RBG's, the one of the movies about RBG, when I think it was the one on Netflix. She and her daughter, it's why she is, I think she just picked up a case too, or she'd already argued her first case in front of the Supreme Court, or not the Supreme Court, the federal courts, and I think that Colorado Supreme Court, but yeah. And they're walking through the streets in Brooklyn, and there's some construction guys, whistling at her, and her daughter at this point in time is probably about 16 or 17. And, this is RBG, one of feminists' most notable icons. And you still see this kind of like generational response in her, like, oh, just accept it, it's what we're supposed to do. And her mom's like, and her daughter is like, no, Mom, you don't ever have to accept that. That is not appropriate behavior. And so her daughter turns around and yells at the construction workers. And, kind of says, don't denigrate us just because we're women. Like, this doesn't give you a right to harass us on the streets. And her mom was just, RBG was just like, oh, wow, like her entire agency. I mean, she did want to fight. She spent almost her entire career. Oh, well, she spent her entire life overachieving. Let's just say that. And then her career towards trying to protect and also promote women's values as being outside of the household. Now, yes, the moon is about family foundation and fertility, but family and foundation do not have to perform itself in the same way to every family. The man can stay home and be where the family is. Some people have grandparents help out. Some people don't have grandparents. I knew plenty of Filipino friends growing up. They had their like 4 generations in one house, So it just depends on what that kind of plays out for you. But the whole thing was not going with the grains of sand. Like her daughter had to remind her that, no, you don't have to put up with that anymore. You've been fighting for our rights. Now this is just a different, task that we have to accomplish as far as our, not being treated as, objects as well outside. So it's that story came to mind. And I think it's because it's a generational thing. Like someone there offers you an epiphany of some sort. Like you don't have to accept the way other people look at you, or, the label that other people put on you or what they think you are. They're like before, even I was drawn to say, at the beginning of this reading, that these characteristics in which Pisces moons are supposed to embody may not be 100% applicable to each one of you, because that, I don't want to take each individual's nature versus nurture in their individuality, and obviously the accumulation of all the signs, like their sun sign, their rising sign, their Venus sign, into this aspect that also alters your characteristics. So not letting even someone like me tell you that this is the type of person you should be. Maybe you aren't intuitive and you don't want to be intuitive, but what I'm seeing here clear out is that there is a goal, a desire that you have been thinking about. And like I said, this is new moon, this is manifestation time. So obviously if you want to manifest it, this is a good time. And it is based on a structure that correlates to your family foundation and fertility. So how you grow things and how you find comfort in things. And something was preventing you from seeing it clearly, or you were in most likely cases preventing yourself from seeing it clearly, and you have cut that away after a long time thinking and working and understanding the situation and how the situation could possibly play out. I think you really went through the variables here. I don't think it was just a kind of healing situation where it was a star moment. Like there was real knowledge seeking here. There was real attunement to the perspectives of different ways it would play out, because the king, you know, definitely it's how all the variables play out, not just one or two variables. And once you realize that aspect that was missing from your analysis, it became clear and directed and targeted. And that, I think, came from this Ace of Cups situation where you were able to infuse a little bit of your passion into the situation, because that also may have been what was lacking. Because this is all, like, these are just all fire signs. I mean, Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. So there was some passion missing out of this decision, which was, you know, all mainly thoughts and intellect driven. And then this desire and this goal was all material driven, with a little bit of emotions thrown in here and now, you know, here and there. But I mean, Neptune rules this planet and Venus rules this planet, or this card. So also it's you're seeing that this is what was lacking. This is what was imbalanced. Your passion for something, whether it's something you're still passionate about, whether it's something you lost passion for, and you're like, why was I spending so much time trying to root myself in this? I don't enjoy it. I mean, if it's supposed to be something I desire, shouldn't it light me on fire? I mean, this is also, even though it's a material earth, you know, sign with Capricorn, there's fire everywhere. I mean, of course, you're going to say, well, the devil, why wouldn't there be fire? It's supposed to be brimstone too. I'm sure that is. But I mean, it was something that you needed to seek. Like, somebody reminded you either of who you were, what you could believe, what you could accomplish, and you got out of this toxicity, this kind of ego-driven, manipulative, using your power for bad instead of good type of energy. And you're turning it around. Now, this, again, could be different for different levels of people, whether you're retired, whether you're in your second career, whether it's about forming a family. Like I said earlier, I did hear something, you know, one of the child messages was for someone who's in the military forces, and how regarding education. So that usually has to do with kids, and kids represent family in a lot of contexts. So, I mean, and then if you are younger, I mean, this could really, like I was saying, also, this could be a situation where either you were the bully. Is that how you want to live? Maybe your family has relocated, because that was part of the channeled messages, and now you have to find new friends. Do you want to be the same person you were, or do you want to be the person that you actually feel you are at home? Like, you're not a bully, you're not mean, you're not a scale, because hurt people, you know? And you may feel at home, you may feel safe at home, but you may feel unsafe in outside situations, and that's when you start lashing out and hurting people. Or it's the opposite. You may feel unsafe at home, and that's why you lash out. So something about this new situation, I mean, what you want is obviously almost like the divine life. You know, I mean, you want material success, you want emotional success, you want lifelong happiness, you know, you want to be a goddess in the eyes of others. Now, that's not gender specific when I say that. And it looks like you are coming into your strength, regardless, again, of which of those circumstances you are. And it came through a lot of work. So you may not have been feeling very productive over the last, and you may, depressed isn't the right word. You just disenfranchised or disenchanted. Definitely. I'm hearing like those two are coming up more. And I mean, I don't know if so that's really the only message I'm getting for this. Let's get one advice card from the universe. Oh, that seems to be, I'm going to just make sure that is the card that they want. Yes, that is the card that they want. All right. And it did kind of just fly out there. The way it flew out there, the way this card flew out. Like, I don't know if you noticed that. Just, oh, my goodness. That's before I picked that up. I forgot. The energy surrounding you, Page of Cups. So this is this new kind of like that wish that I was talking about, this new situation. Like, it goes really directly. I mean, I feel really intensely as well with the possibly moving to a new place, which does offer a new opportunity at a new life, or meeting new friends and meeting new people, and it creating, like I said, this new opportunity. Like, this fish is kind of like a wish, like you're asking the universe for guidance in something, and this fish pops out, you know, like wishing on a cup, and out comes this opportunity. this fish, this love, or, you know, whatever endeavor, desire is what I'm getting, obviously, most closely from that. Oh, interesting. 2 came out. Okay. Now, since this has to do with karmic cycles, this one also did come out in the last messages. I mean, it's not surprising when it comes to karmic cycles, this one wants to come out because it says releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So some of you may literally, this work that you did, this Hanged Man and this Hermit in reverse, that time that you spent checking out a perspective and understanding the full complexity of a situation, this is, you may be like, this may be an older group of people, I'm saying, and you may have literally be ending out a karmic cycle. Like, that's what the epiphany was. Like, it was a mistake you just kept making. It was either dating the wrong person, it was investing in the wrong type of company, it was taking a certain person's advice in a company continually and it being the wrong advice. It was, you know, kind of that, what I'm getting is that quote that I don't believe Einstein actually said, but they always attribute to him, is like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That's what I'm getting for you. Those people, this unbound. So unbinding yourself in this karmic, come on, just focus. In this karmic situation. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Maybe clarity. Clarity again is coming up a little bit with this. Like there was a lack of clarity and now you have clarity. So let's see, the moon, this was something that you definitely, because this tells me that you have been working on it. This was something that you were working on it through the last one. The fact that this was the full moon up there in the very top, I'm seeing that as that is when you really started, that's kind of when you came into focus. That's when you started understanding this, like something propelled you into this situation where it almost forced you to make this cut. And they're all kind of, they've got the strings just, obviously the one higher up is the most naked because the last of the threads are pretty much coming off and she's going the highest. Now, I don't see that particularly as you because I don't see you've gotten that far yet. I see you're working yourself there, but there's too much earth in this. This, as far as like the dream is concerned, the fact that there's the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress, that it's a little bit more rooted. So we're still in this phase over here. But that's definitely for those of you who, like I said, are a little bit older and that are really identifying those karmic cycles, those things that you unfortunately repeatedly did against your own advice. Okay, and then the second, this is for a different group, awakening. And this is, I feel, more the newbies, you know, that are kind of just starting off. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration. Now, again, that's this section right here. This new way of being. Because the you that was all kinds of imbalanced. This temperance, using your powers for bad, and like because it was driven by this unhealthy ego. Like these two together, you know, I'm not reading it as the temperance first or this, I'm reading it absolutely as the strength kind of taking over. And it is leading to this new love of yourself and love of your strength, love of your body, love of your expressions, love of your voice, you know, just how you say things, what you say, when you say them. Don't tell people, don't let people shush you. Don't be, oh, you're loud. Like, so, please. Can't handle me, you know, that's your issue, not theirs. And this desire, this goal, I mean, it's very wishful. It is absolutely very wishful. It's very, it's quite, I want to say it starts with an L. Not lucrative. It's not lustful. Okay, but this is Oh man, now I got an A word stuck on my... It's like when it tells me, Spirit tells me so fast in my head and I can't catch up to it. It's a very lofty desire. Now, no way am I saying that you're actually like, this reading has not told me that this is going to be the result for you. It's just saying what it is causing this kind of like this desire, this goal to be these things is leading to a new you. And that's what this is all about. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration, which also correlates to unbound. So it's like you're cutting these ties and you're accepting a new way of being. And again, this may be the opportunity that you've moved someplace, or that have remodeled, not just your home, but this new energy in your home is creating a new remodeling of the entire energy around you as a person. And I would say that in some way it is kind of accepting the energy around you and kind of letting the divine teach you as you go, and guide you. You know, not trying to do everything yourself, because this can also be very controlling energy. You know, earth-rooted energies is very unwavering energy. It can be. Whereas, you know, the air energy and the fire energy is a little bit more, I mean, it can be stubborn, don't get me wrong. That's what some of this strength in reverse is. You know? Stubbornness. But it's more, I don't want to say whimsical either, because it's not humorous. Like, it can be, but their ability to adapt is a little bit easier than, all the signs are a little bit easier to adapt than, I would say, earth signs in general. But there is this wish that you want, and I see work being done. I mean, you at least know what you want now. You have an idea. You have a goal. And you've understood what needs to happen in order to get there. And you've actually accomplished one of the first steps, you know, rebalancing this temperance energy and the strength energy. And Sagittarius as well, I think that just reinforces the idea that there may be some people who are moving. The Wheel of Fortune is under here as well. It is reversed, so some of you may not be moving places, cities, or states, but you're definitely remodeling. But so there's moving energy in here. All right. Thank you very much, my Pisces Moon. If you did enjoy this, please like, share, and subscribe. I am going to go into the clarification sector of the reading now. So if you don't want to watch around or watch me do this, wait around and watch me do this, you can fast forward to your sun sign in the timestamp. And don't forget, at the end of this video, there is a short breathing exercise. Love and light. All right, spirits, please show me the clarification for our Aries sun. This is our Pisces Moon, Aries sun. Please, Spirit, show me the clarification for my Pisces Moon, Aries sun. Oh, there seems to be some sticky energy here, Aries. Okay, that's why you wanted to. You wanted to. Interesting. Interesting. Some more reverse information, although these all reverses were very good for the most part. Okay, next up we have Taurus. What does our Taurus moon, sun need to know? Spirit, we have Pisces. Oh, okay. Also 2. After Taurus, please, we have Gemini. What do our Gemini suns need to know right now? Thank you very much, Spirit. Pisces Moon, Gemini Sun. Okay. After Gemini, we have Cancer. All right, Spirit, what do our Cancer suns, Pisces Moons need to know as far as their clarification goes? Thank you very much. Please guide us for their highest good. Pisces Moon, Cancer. Oh, okay. Cancer Sun. Man, there's a lot of doubles in this one. Next up after Cancer is Leo. So we have our Pisces Moons, Leo Suns. Pisces Moons, Leo Suns. Oh, did you want that one? Did you want that one, Spirit? Oh, gosh. All right. And lastly, for this section, we have Virgo. Please guide our Pisces moons, Virgo suns for their highest good. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you very much, Spirit. I appreciate all the messages and support. Truly, thank you. My goodness. Oh, Frida Kahlo, it's been a while since I've seen you. All right, after Virgo, we have Libra. Please, Spirit, guide Libra for their highest good. Thank you very much. After Libra, we have Scorpio. Spirit, Pisces moon, Scorpio suns. All right, thank you. Next up, Spirit, Pisces moon, Sagittarius sun. What do our Sagittarius eyes need to know? What do our Sagittarius eyes need to know? Pisces moon, Sagittarius sun. That's that Wheel of Fortune. All right, thank you very much, Spirit. That is going to be for Capricorn. Now we are on to Aquarius. Aquarius sun. Thank you very much, Spirit. Aquarius sun. Pisces moon and Aquarius sun. Please guide us for the highest good. Three of Swords. Thank you. All right. Oh, and nope, that's way too many. That's way too many, Spirit. Lastly, Pisces moon, Pisces sun. Oh my gosh, seriously, you needed that many? Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, the Emperor and Judgment. Ay, 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 in reverse. Okay. Okay. That. All right, thank you very much for returning to me, my beautiful Pisces moon, Aries sun. So what we have for you for clarification from Spirit regarding this message is the Three of Wands and the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, you're going to take an opportunity. This journey that you have gone on, this journey in a general sense, and the literal physical journey, like some of you that may actually be moving, whether it's cities, states, countries, or just apartments, or with your family, this is going to offer you a new opportunity, and you are going to take this opportunity. You're going to take this chance to create your Ace of Cups. Now, this may be because I'm getting Gladys Bentley. I'm going to say this may be your opportunity to recreate your identity. If you're younger and in high school, like, you may take this chance to truly wear the costume in which you feel more comfortable wearing. Not something that people assumed always gehört zu dir, but just an opportunity that really lets you feel most comfortable in your skin. And look at this. I mean, I love this cup. Okay, now it is in reverse, which is why I'm reading it as you're accepting this cup instead of avoiding this cup. And you're not going to be able to see it as clearly, but all these flames that are coming out of it are just glitter, ridden in glitter. And I mean, personally, I love glitter. I love sparkly things. So I just think it's really, it's kind of like a happy, oh, and it's also on a hand. Like, again, it's on a hand. It is just exactly, this hand just coming out, offering you this opportunity of self-love, and for some of you, this journey may actually offer you a relationship that I think is going to help you grow, that is going to kind of reset your way of being, might open you up to new hobbies, might open you up to new, I remember I had someone that I dated, and I had never read manga or watched anime or anything like that. And he got me into him, and oh my gosh, I just love the art of it. I love the writing and the style a lot of the Japanese culture, kind of. I mean, it's a different way of integrating stories of history and culture into these anime series. And I fell in love with them. It kind of reinvigorated also my interest in graffiti art. So, whatever this is, this journey that you're taking now, again, this also may have to do, some of you, this may have to do with this other desire that you have to create something. And you have to possibly, this hermit and this hangman, this hermit, it may, and this page of swords, it may have led to something like you having taking a course online, like literally because she has the computer there. You may have taken a course online, or you may have gone to a new school or gotten a certain certificate from a higher education facility or some, symbol thereof, and it's offering you a new opportunity, this Page of Cups. For those in retirement, it also, the move could apply to you. And maybe in your old crew, you were just known for this certain thing. Maybe you didn't play bridge. Maybe you did play bridge, but maybe now that you're in a new place, you're going to play bocce ball. I'm not sure. Maybe you want to get into, what is that sport that everybody plays now with a semi-tennis ball and like ping pong, like a bigger version of ping pong and a smaller version of tennis ball, wiffle ball or something. I'm not sure. Okay. So maybe you want to play ping pong. I don't know either. But let's see, Aries, what else am I getting for you? This Three of Wands. You may be going someplace where the sunsets are beautiful. Also, just you may be going on a vacation where some of you, that's what inspires you. Like you go on this vacation and all of a sudden either you meet someone while you're on vacation, whether that's a romantic love, or you're going to a meditative retreat, or you're going to some kind of Tai Chi type guidance thing, and you meet someone there that kind of opens your eyes to a new spiritual being and new pathway. This Ace of Cups, like loving yourself. Maybe you meet a therapist or enter into a certain kind of therapy while you're there. Maybe you go someplace and do ayahuasca, and it opens you up, and it shows you, literally shows you these toxic behaviors that you were participating in regarding your karmic cycle, and you were deciding to build a new you. What I just see is that you are willing to take the journey, like you're on the journey. You are 100% up for this task and this stage of life. You're ready, to face it. And I see that as a really strong thing. Because you've got all the tools, like again, the temperance, the magic, you've got all the magic to accomplish it. You've just been using it for the wrong purposes. All right. Yeah. I mean, you can always, you can follow your desires. Just try not to set expectations, I would say. Expectations are limiting in some sense. And though you had some lofty desires, you would still find happiness out of this. I don't know if it's going to be the happiness you think it is, and it's going to be the project that you think it is, but you've done the work, and I see good things coming out of it, all right? All right, thank you very much, my Aries Sun and Pisces Moon. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe to my videos. Also, don't forget, at the end is a short breathing exercise. I hope to see you again. Love and light. All right, thank you for joining back with us, my Pisces Moon, Taurus Sun. So you also, a lot of people got 2 cards to this time. A lot of Pisces have a lot of different stories to tell. You got the 6 swords and the Ace of Cups. So this Ace of Cups is just a reinforcement for you. It is literally saying that when I was talking about it, I meant what I said. And this 6 of Swords being there is, it's just beautiful, because the 6 of Swords is all about being guided towards a new direction. And what I said, one of the last things I said before we went on to this part of the reading, was the fact that you are, allowing, like the awakening part, just going with the flow, letting your guides kind of help guide you where you need to go and what you need to go do. And they are guiding you towards this Ace of Cups, this this self-love. And they could even be guiding to the person that helps you achieve or sees in yourself this self-love. they may actually already see you as this King of Wands type personality, and they're going to help you actually, you know, achieve it for yourself. Or they just, their love in general and just their support and their comfort helps you like clearly see yourself as that King of Wands. And you know, those stories about how, because this could be also a relationship, this could be love relationship, and sometimes, you know, true really lasting relationships are those that are supportive of each other and that make each other better. So I feel that this could be you guys making each other better. I mean, this is beautiful. The same goes for if this is the Ace of Cups is regarding a like this goal that you want, because you're emotionally attached to it and emotionally driven by it. It's a new, you know, opportunity to care for something. And of all people who own something will tell you that of course they care for their company. It's their baby. So I just see it literally, it's divine guidance. Something is divinely guiding you towards this opportunity, objective, and individual. Now again, this tells me that some of you may be actually moving, whether that's jobs, whether that's places, whether that's countries, whether that's home. You could be moving, and it is going to be a great thing that kind of restarts your heart. It's like you were in cardiac arrest, and now, you know, with divine intervention, you're prospering, you're flourishing. A little bit, Marsha P. Johnson, some of you may be involved in the LGBTQA community, and this may be an opportunity for you to shine even within that community. Audrey Munson, this could be someone who is no longer letting other people take advantage of them. In a sense, she was, I guess, a really beautiful woman who they made lots of sculptures, or they made this artist made some sculptures over, but they exploited her. And she was basically existing on the behest of other people's attraction to her. So this may be you being able to take power away from how others see you and redefining it as how you want to present yourself. You know, it's very opposite, like this woman that's in this, you know, boss pantsuit versus how they have her in, you know, I wouldn't say just clothed, but the entire, image they have of her here and what she represents, you know. And these are also, oh yeah, they are seashells. I remember used to picking those up on the beach when I was young. Rarely though in a full piece. I mean, they were always chipped and broken, but or saying that, some of you may be going on either vacation to the beach or moving someplace closer to the beach. Although right now, unless you're on the West Coast, Southwest Coast, or in Hawaii or something like that, beach is not the safest place to be right now, almost anywhere else in the U.S. As far as other places in the country, I'm sorry, I don't specifically know the weather there now. But I know in Northern Europe it's usually just cold, but still quite nice. Let's see, any other following messages regarding awakening or unbound? No, I mean, the awakening was already covered. Yeah, I think that's it, my lovely Tauruses. Pisces Moon, Taurus Sun. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for returning to me, our Pisces Moon and our Gemini Suns. You all have a card that won't focus. The Page of Wands. Now, this goes back to what I was saying before, is that what was lacking, like for you, this is more the message. Like the person who got the Ace of Cups, that was a direct message for them. Now, when I was talking about how here we have a lot of like earthly material, you know, focus, and here we have a lot of intellectual, knowledgeable focus, but what was lacking was that passionate connection, that passionate intrigue and interest. this is specifically to you, Geminis. Especially since you are a air sign, as far as your sun sign is concerned, a lot of your communication, a lot of your outside community representation is through your ability to connect with people intellectually and verbally, but you lack a passionate connection to anything. You're a lot more pessimistic about your relationships to things, or your opinions are all based on kind of this calculated experience instead of a empathetic understanding. And you can get really like this strength and temperance really imbalanced when that kind of egotistical, I have to be right, that this is the only way to believe this thing because I know best kind of attitude like rules you, where this is telling you you need to lighten the freaking up, and you need to start understanding the role and the value that empathy plays in these situations, whether you're making a decision for yourself, you're making a decision for your family, or you're making a decision for your team. Like, you need to take into account how your attitude reflects upon other people, and don't let your anger rule you. Definitely, that's about this one. But this is about literally passion, like embodying a little bit more of a eclectic lifestyle. Don't be so rigid about things. You can sometimes you can crack that joke, as long as it's not inappropriate. Just, it can be funny without being inappropriate. And you can, maybe you want to wear that ugly, like you would never wear an ugly sweater to the workplace because it would break a whatever rule, yet everybody else said on, the Friday or the last day before Christmas, everybody wear an ugly sweater or something like that. Wear that ugly sweater, like, and then I was talking about earlier with somebody at school, the bullying, like people had an idea of who you are, what you look like, and kind of what you represent. Be a little bit more, like I said, be more eclectic, be the real you, because the real you isn't shining through. You've been constricting the real you, and you are embodying all the negative aspects of bad behavior, or all that kind of happens. Now, Elsa von Freytag-Leuenhofen, she was really, overtly eclectic. Like there's a point when it can be unhealthy, and some of her traits can be unhealthy. So moderation is definitely a word I would say applies in this context. But the this new way of being again, that is what this card is all about. Some examples of like her art include toilets, like creating a kind of, I don't know if it was a gold toilet or a toilet made out of used cans from the like back in, since this is the Forgotten One's moon, during Herbert Hoover's time, the Forgotten Man was became the metaphor for all the people who lived down at either the city dump or in Central Park. They were people who were considered the Forgotten Man. And she would go down through the trash and create art out of some of the stuff, or she would just date men without having real relationships. Like in this case, I think she's wearing a feather hat or a fur hat, and she's got, she's just on the point of ridiculous in some cases. But I think a little eccentricity in your case could do you good. Whether, again, you are in your retirement age, your middle age, your first career, your college career, your high school life, you need to be a little bit eccentric during this time, all right? That is for our Gemini suns and our Pisces moon. I'm sorry there wasn't like a whole array of different messages through that. That was just the main one that I'm getting through her. Also, well, there were two messages, definitely embody that healthy passion that you need to create this Ace of Cups and this King of Wands, all right? Don't forget that out of all I said. Thank you very much for watching today. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support, and don't forget the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for joining. This is the Pisces moon with the Cancer Sun. So we have an 8 of Cups here in the upright and a Keeper of Swords in the upright. Okay, so this Keeper of Swords for you is the same as this card. Now, reinforcing the subject of this matter is the fact that yours was in the upright, which means there was nothing that you were avoiding. This Cancer means that you were very aware of all the things that you need to do in order to address this situation, and the way that all the variables and how they affected the different aspects of your life and those around you, which is why you had to work so hard, which is why these are major arcanas as well, that you had to work so hard to try and find the solution that would work for everyone. Now, with this 8 of Cups, it tells me that what you realize is that you needed to walk away from a situation. Now, this could be walking away from a person. This could be, in a sense, instead of walking away from something, you are walking towards something, and what you were walking towards is this Page of Cup opportunity, or your Ace of Cup opportunity. So this isn't just, walking away from something, but it also really connects to this Unbound card, like unbinding yourself from the karmic cycles. And that could be also what you're walking away from here and towards a single cup. So in your case, I think there was a lot of contemplation about what works, what doesn't work, what did work, what didn't work. What was I redirecting my energy towards that I didn't need to? Okay. Now, it was a rocky path. I'm getting that it was a rocky path, but you persevered. You have identified that situation, because it does show me with this Page of Swords here that you are clearing the way to, to navigate all this rocky situation towards your cup. So this is a really beautiful message. I think that this is truly, because this Keeper of Swords in the upright. Also, Huda Shahawawi was Egyptian. She helped, or she was a leading member in the suffragist movement in Egypt, as well as the decolonization strategy of Egypt, breaking away from the Commonwealth. So first she fought for Egypt's nationalism, nationalism and independence from this, and then she worked on women's suffrage. So she was a real leader in addressing and identifying problems that needed to be solved and finding a way to navigate them and participate and act as a beacon. I see a lot of just positive movement in there. You're headed in the right direction. I think that just the clear voice is you're headed in the right direction. You've done the mental work necessary to head towards your Ace of Cups, your Page of Cups, this opportunity, whether that's loving yourself, loving someone else, loving where you're at, loving who you're with. You're headed there. Loving what you do. Like all this is a real positive directional movement for you. Again, it's now, since it does have to do with karmic cycles, I don't feel as much that if you're a younger person watching this, that you have as much, you could understand your situation, but you may not have as much power in regarding the navigation of your situation. However, this other card here, this awakening and, kind of letting things help guide you, I believe that, like I said, releasing your control and letting spirit navigate you, just accepting that some of these movements that life is making for you around you are just the exact kind of movements that you need. All right. Real simple, beautiful message. I don't even have to talk about any of this over here. It's all directed towards this. So this just seems to be continually just be a wish. So this clarification is all about the how and what. Thank you very much, Pisces Moon, Cancer Sun. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And don't forget the short breathing exercise at the end. Love and light. All right, thank you very much. My candle just go out under Cancer. This is the clarification message for our Pisces Moon and our Leo Suns. Leo Sun, you've got the Fool in reverse. And you have the Four of Pentacles upright. Okay. Now, again, this is the new moon, so it was all about starting new cycles and new opportunities. Like here we also have Unbound and this karmic cycle. So new manifestation. What I'm seeing in this Fool is that possibly a financial or material setting that you are in right now, whether that is an addiction to a job or dependency, codependency on a job. Like I was saying earlier, the codependency might be an issue. A codependency on money itself, feeling limited, living outside your means, is somehow preventing you from starting this new phase, preventing you from unbinding yourself. Like this is literally just that story about that making the same mistakes over and over again and not releasing yourself from the karmic cycle. That's what's happening right now again. And that is just another opportunity for a lesson. So you really, what I'm trying to tell you is like, this is telling you that this situation is preventing you from being able to start new. If you do not take this opportunity to start new, you're just going to be doomed to repeat this cycle again, where you feel codependent about a situation, where you feel trapped by money, trapped by position, trapped by status, and you are never going to release that in this life. And if you don't complete it in this life, this is just something you are going to be working on in your next life. And since this is the new moon and this is the moon of manifestation, this imbalance that you have going on here is definitely a heavy energy in this one. And you have the opportunity right now. You have the opportunity right now to make that determination and to set that new goal of creating. Just start small with this fraction. You've already contemplated, you've been journaling about it, you've been thinking about it, you were avoiding having to deal with the situation, but honestly, right now is the time to cut through the BS and just see the path forward. Try the path forward. I mean, yes, there's still a little bit of fog and smoke, but you see a path through. Now is the time to take it. Don't let anything else limit you anymore. You know, then whether, again, this one can apply also for young kids. If you're in high school and you feel that you're confined by your social status, maybe you are part of the cool group, but you don't really feel like you have anything in common with the people you hang out with, and you want to join the art class. Because I'm saying that because she collected a lot of art. Or maybe religion is a big deal to you and it's not to your friends. I don't know. Maybe you like horses. Maybe you like fighting. Maybe you like strategizing. You play chess and none of your friends play chess. Maybe you don't want to be part of the rich. You like, being in the socials, like, or being a rich kid, you don't want that to define you. Whatever it is, you're afraid to move out of that situation because you're afraid of what's on the other side. And I mean, you see the possibilities of what could happen, and some of that scares you. But life will catch you on the other end. If you don't do this now, you will be destined to continue to repeat this for the rest of your life and the next life. All right. I mean, you'll continue to get the opportunity to break away from this. I'm not sure if you will. Some of you will, some of you won't. Like, you know, that Leo determination. Either you're going to be that healthy, Leo that perseveres over it, and you're going to live in that strong body energy, or you're going to be that unhealthy Leo where then you just start blaming people and dispensing your anger indiscriminately on whoever's near you. So it's up to you, my Leos. I hope you do some contemplating in this new moon and that you ask for the right thing, because again, you know, your words can manifest. All right. Thank you very much, my Pisces moon, Leo sun. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all support. And don't forget the breathing meditation at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much, my Pisces moons and my Virgo suns. You all have Death and the Queen of Cups. Beautiful. I really like this. This is beautiful. For some of you, I think this King of Wands is not the person you see yourself as. Now, or specifically for Virgos, I mean. For Virgos, it's not the King of the King of Wands you want to be. It's that you think you need. You don't see that as being a true representative of your energy. You want to be the Queen of Cups, and you can be. Her story is beautiful. She was the last princess of Hawaii, and she tried to fight Congress for her rights back and her people's land back. Now the thing is that in order to become this Queen of Cups, you are going to have to go through an entire rebirth. And this talks a lot, like, and the fact that this is a major arcana and that these are major arcanas down here means this karmic cycle right now for you is an extremely important one in your life's journey. This karmic cycle will absolutely, I mean, it's almost the same as Leo. I mean, this is a major arcana. It was a life cycle opportunity that they seem to be kind of fighting against. Where yours is in the upright is just, I mean, look at how beautiful this Frida Kahlo card is. I mean, the colors, oh, it's the full spectrum of the rainbow, you know? And rainbow is all different kinds of radio waves and frequencies. So this rebirth, it could be your chakras are aligning. I'm not sure if you work with your chakras, but this could be a very positive sign for those of you who do work with your chakras, that they're all aligning and you're opening your different chakras. Which is why it's so much easier for you to become this Queen of Cups. This just beautiful, emotional, stable, elegant, demure, you know, personality, strong, you know, strong in a different way, like just emotionally poised. I see that, oops, yeah, I was like wondering why that gap was there. I see this rebirth as being beautiful, and by doing it, you literally are completing a karmic cycle, and it's leading to this gorgeous energy. I would say if there's any chakra that the Queen of Cups represents, it is probably the heart chakra. Yeah, you can see Hawaii here beautifully in between some of the... Oh, maybe taking a vacation to Hawaii is on your list. I did mention traveling earlier in the regular reading, and some of it could just be vacation, but I don't think that vacation is what creates your chakras to align. I just think being in that environment in general is a cleansing opportunity for you to truly accept this new you. It's kind of like the reward for all the hard work. Let's see. Any additional messages? You will not mourn the you that you left behind, but you will never forget it. You're not going to idolize it in a sense, but like a picture frame of you when you were younger on the mantle, you're never going to forget that you who you were versus the you who you are now. Somehow that relationship, like understanding the relationship between the different yous, just roots you stronger and connects you more wholly to the new you that's coming. And again, these are not gender specific readings. A man can absolutely can be a Queen of Cups energy. I mean, I think that's an extremely healthy man in my opinion. And working on your chakras, I mean, the beauty that can come from just soul, like in complete rebirth of all the energy streams that run through your body, I mean, could lead to a truly enlightened state. So some of you may actually be really, truly spiritually enlightening and connecting on a different wavelength to Earth, to people, to the collective. And this desire that you have to grow and nurture can either be helping other people achieve their spiritual journey. And like I mentioned earlier, the work with kids, I mean, also with her story, you can definitely see like an impoverished, and they don't have to be poor in the sense, but institutionally, oh wow, I almost just fell over on my chair. They have been just institutionally attacked by the institution where they aren't able to succeed. Like literally the Hawaiians had their land taken away from them. They still don't have the full rights of their property and their land. And then the state like sold off a lot of their land to developers to build hotels for tourism. And then they have to work in the hotels that their land is, that are built on their land for menial wages. So it's you may see there's some injustice that you're connecting to, that you're really trying to work to help these people. I don't see a lot of young energy here. If this is someone, I mean, I see a lot of like experienced energy in this sense. I feel unless you're, I mean, even if you are one of those children that are old souls, I think if this kind of rebirth in high school just isn't going to have as much as an effectual change on you, because I don't feel like even if you have, your past lives have allowed you to understand the nuances a little bit better than older people. I feel this is something that it takes a little bit more of a collective understanding and a higher gauge of empathetic frequency to truly rebirth in this manner with all these major arcanas. Now, not to say that you can't or you won't, but I believe that this is either for, college grad and up. I mean, even up until, I mean, it could be 3 years before you end up passing, and this could be happening. Like, that's almost even beautiful. Maybe you decide to be a monk. I'm not sure, but this is beautiful. All right. Thank you very much, my Pisces moon, my Virgo suns. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And don't forget the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much, my Pisces suns and my Libra suns, Pisces moon. That's why I was getting caught up. So yours, my lovelies, is this card in reverse. So what that is telling me is that this Queen of Pentacles that is just so stern in their desire here, or in their essence, in their body, on their throne, in their castle. Nature is their castle. For you, that's what's imbalanced right now. That connection. Now, Libra, you are an air sign, and your moon sign is a water sign. So being grounded may be a bit of the problem right now. Anna Jarvis is the woman who created Mother's Day in reverse. I don't feel like that's a story that needs to be addressed. Okay, so if I read this as the Capricorn is the desire. Now again, Capricorn, you may be dealing with someone who is a Capricorn and that you desire that Capricorn. Or that there is a Capricorn energy in you that is of a hierarchy position. And then I read, we've got the Empress over here. This impregnated energy, this creational energy, this Nine of Cups, this emotional satisfaction, even a certain level of wealth satisfaction of, being able to provide for yourself, that kind of energy. And then instead of the Queen of Pentacles upright, we have it in reverse here. So I feel like there's a disconnect between this Empress and this Queen of Pentacles, since they are a bit similar in energy styles. I mean, obviously the more elevated version of her, but still there's a disconnect between what you want to birth and what you want to grow and how you want to grow it. Like, I feel like you're questioning whether, if you do this, is it appropriate enough for you to gain financial benefits from it? Like, I see here you're comfortable with the emotional value in which it brings to you, either from yourself or other people, but you may be a little bit more uncomfortable with the prospect of it offering you financial stability. And you may be a bit reserved about whether you want that much financial security. Because if you do get that, what will people want from you? Will people be asking you for money? Will family members be requiring you to take care of them? Like, you may be at a younger age where your family dynamic may not be as healthy or strong, and you're afraid of what that will bring. Also, it could be that that you have a bright future ahead of you, and that you don't fit in the family foundation that you have right now, and you're afraid of them taking advantage of you. But you're also equally kind of conflicted about, well, isn't it my responsibility to take care of them? Like, there's always that story about how there's always a parent, or they have stories about a parent coming around when they want money, or a child only coming around when they want money. Like, what kind of toxicity could that breed? Or you are a family and you're afraid your children are going to get too dependent on you, which goes along with this codependency context I was talking about earlier. Like, you read, there's, what was it? Well, I mean, I'll think of the word of how it was right, but years ago, this rich kid in Texas ended up, he was drunk with his friends, and he hit a van of 6 people and killed them while he was drunk. Affluency. And he was not convicted of involuntary manslaughter in any of these cases, because the judge ruled that he was so privileged in his life that he never understood the context of accountability. Therefore, they couldn't subject him to accountability now, because he didn't know, he had never been subjected to it before in his life. So there was, he didn't understand his role in it. And it made a big stink out of Texas. Eventually, I think they retried it, and he was convicted of something, and he had to go to jail. And then his mom, just breeding right along with this, decided to try and flee the country to Mexico with him, so he didn't have to suffer the consequences of his actions, which just reinforced this whole affluency. Now, if you're a parent and you don't want to be that type of parent, don't be that type of parent. Oh my God, that type of parent needs to go to jail with the kid. That woman, that mother, she needs to go to jail too. That's my opinion. I don't know. Some of you can disagree with me. That woman needs to go to jail too. And so you have the free will to choose how you want to address that situation. Now, you're a little afraid of it right now. You're afraid of having to deal with it, but don't be. It's not a situation that you have to deal with yet. You haven't achieved this yet. You only have the desire and the wish to. And in some cases, in this case specifically, you will do it. It's just not happening yet. It has not happened yet. For very few of you, you have already achieved that situation, and you are you are having to deal with the uncomfortable family situations where people are always asking you for money or for help or for favors, and that bothers you. And maybe that's what you're trying to cut out, these people. Of course, it should be a lot easier than you think, but sometimes it isn't, and I get that. All right, thank you very much, my Capricorn moons, my Libra suns. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Love and light. Oh, don't forget to watch the short breathing video at the end of this. Thank you again. All right, thank you very much, my Pisces moons and my Scorpio suns, for returning to me. In coordination with your reading, you got as your clarifier card the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so what I'm getting from you in a context specifically is, okay, so here's your wish over here, what we talked about, the Devil, the Empress, the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles. That's what you want. You've been contemplating on, on the issue. You've been trying to get as much knowledge as you can on the subject. You've been trying to get as many perspectives as you can on the subject. And you tried to address all those issues that you weren't addressing. And eventually you cut through the clouds and you've come to some sense of clarity. Your issue is now is, okay, do I want to work with a team, and what kind of team do I want to work with? Who do I want supporting me during this time? Or do I want somebody supporting me to this time, at this time? Like, should I wait till we become bigger? Or who can I trust, or how can I trust them? What can I trust them with? If I want to grow something that I love that represents me, should I just do it on my own? And this comes to that codependency thing earlier that I was talking about. Perhaps you are someone that has continually always relied on other people to help you through situations, and now you are left with the clear truth that you have to figure this out on your own. Okay? So there's two distinct messages here. The people who have to figure it out on their own, and the people who are trying to figure out what type of people they want on their team. Now, the people who might be on your team, I will just say, I mean, again, this isn't for everyone. There might be a Capricorn as far as a candidate goes. There might be a Sagittarius as far as a candidate goes. Or there might be a Leo as far as a candidate goes, or a Virgo. All right? So those could be, I guess, potential candidates for the people who are on your team or in your realm or in your atmosphere right now while you're making this decision, or the people who will help you make that decision. Because the people who help you make that decision may not be the people on your team. Like I said before, this Ace of Cups, this Page of Wands, this Page of Cups. These may be people around you that are helping you, kind of achieve this confidence and this security in yourself that helps you get to that decision, all right? Let's see. And because it's Octavia Butler, the project that you may be working on or may be related again to either writing or turning something into a visual medium, the outcome into a visual medium. I know that an Octavia Butler film based on one of her writings is coming out soon. So that may be important for you to go watch, or at least to familiar yourself with. Again, because if I'm talking about somebody who sees the situation as, like I said in the channeled messages, that individual, either you want to change the way education is taught, or you just want to readdress like a disenfranchised community and utilize the power that they have to help other people, thus helping each other. So that may be something of significance to this pile, which is Scorpio Sun pile. Honestly, I just love these pillars of stone that shine and sparkle. It's like not obsidian, but oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Let's see, why doesn't it focus? It like focuses on my nail, but not the card. There you go. I do really see these down here as options. You know, like she's looking at them like, which one? You know, and it's not the juggling context, but yeah. Or maybe you are a financier and somebody has offered you the ability to invest in a certain like social project, and you're like, which one should I choose? You know, which community should I help? Should I help this community, this community, this community, or this community? Who knows? That is for you to answer. I can't answer that for you. Again, tarot does not dictate your life. It is all about free will. Any messages that are not for you in this reading, please leave behind and only take what resonates with you. Okay? But I do see also the option that these are 3 choices. Now, in essence, 2 of the coins heads are facing one direction and 1 is facing the other direction. So, you know, read out of that what you will, but you may be choosing the head that faces the other direction. Okay? All right. Thank you very much, my Pisces Moon, my Scorpio Suns. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And don't forget, there's a short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for coming back and joining with us again, my Pisces Moon and my Scorpio Sagittarius Suns. You all have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I know I've only mentioned it a short time and you guys have seen it, like you've seen it there the whole time. The Wheel of Fortune was, you know, in reverse here for you in this. It is upright here for you, which means, yes, you may be the group and pile that is actually moving someplace. Also, this can define the fact that it is the opportunity to end a karmic cycle. In this case, it is ending one, where somebody else had the opportunity to begin one, and it wasn't happening. You also have the opportunity to create an empire, I believe. Like I said, whatever this desire is for you, it might actually work out where you create a plethora of abundance and wealth from it, either an empire of thoughts, ideas, or commercial products or something, but it is something that will have a name in its legacy. Or you could be creating a legacy-driven goal or objective at this time, whatever this is that you wish for. And you will be supported in your journey. The people who could be detractors are Leos and Sagittariuses. The people who could be promoters would be a Capricorn, and a detractor could also be a Virgo. Just know which energies and how this reads. They could all be supporters. They could all be detractors, because, I mean, Capricorn could be the detractor, and the Temperance, Sag, and Virgo could be the supporter. Who knows? I'm just reading the energy as, you know, for the different people who are watching it as it comes in. This will also see you taking up more responsibility. This is like the underlying message is don't think you're going to get there just without all the hardship that some, you know, new endeavors require. This is not going to be easy. She had, I mean, obviously you're not going to have people trying to kill you, but you know, there is a lot of stress in the woman's life. People always trying to kill her, different, you know, starting wars in different nations, being responsible for the death of millions. Like, this is going to be definitely a situation where there's a lot more stress on your mind and on your body, and you're going to have to deal with. It's not going to all just be Empress energy, you know, that throne where you sit on and it's just nothing but love and light, like Venus, you know. I mean, it is the planet of love and money. But there's, yeah, going to be also some real struggles that go to achieving this, because you are going to be at the head of the table, which means all the responsibility, in essence, is going to land on you. Again, if you're younger, this move, I think, will just be very good for you, creating a new, I mean, if you create a new friend cycle or friend group, I think this group will be people that you're friends with for a long time, and that you may, even when you're older, like, you'll almost become successful together. And you may not become successful in the same sector, but because you both supported, like you all your friends like supported you so healthily through all your endeavors, that you just all become successful, you know? Like you read about those kind of friends, it's like they met somewhere and all of them like achieved something in different sectors. It's really beautiful. So if you're older, I think you're just going to live a very comfortable retirement. I mean, just you finally finished all the things that you had to do. You're laying the burden down, and you're just going to enjoy the rest of your life as it is. You know, I think, yeah, peace. I want to say in peace and quiet almost. You may be moving someplace that is very distant from other people, literally in the woods, you know, or in nature. Like you just don't want to be around people anymore. You're isolating, which is very Pisces things to do too. You just want to keep your energy to yourself. That's a really cool message. I like that one. All right, thank you very much, my Pisces moons and my Sagittarius suns. I mean, it's also, I mean, the moving thing, of course, it comes up under Sagittarius because they're always comfortable when they're experiencing and adventuring new things, all right? Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. Don't forget the short breathing exercise at the end of this video. Love and light. All right, thank you very much for returning, my Pisces moon and my... This is Sagittarius, Capricorn sun. You have the 5 of Wands, carry a nation. Oh, 5 of Swords, sorry, my bad. 5 of Swords, carry a nation is the one's name. Okay, so this devil is popping out to me now with this sword, with this 5 of Swords. And this Temperance and this Strength in reverse are popping out because what I'm seeing here is a lot of destructive energy, a lot of corrupting energy, and kind of catty and conniving. And now this unfortunately, I hate to say it, this might be you, like I said earlier. In some cases, you may have been, I would say, manipulating situations that for people or for yourself, even like, you know, self-destructive behavior. I mean, with this the devil here in this Capricorn energy, I could see that you could also be your self-criticism and stuff like that, maybe leading to stagnation in achieving these goals. Or you may feel like the only way to accomplish your goals is by bringing other people down, which is not the right way to achieve your goals, okay? Capricorn, like, I know you're driven by money, and this is your moon, and your South's a social status, but bringing people down does not bring yourself up, all right? Your house of cards ends up crumbling at some point in time. Now, this specific 5 of Swords is connected to alcoholism. So if you or the person you're dealing with, or one of the people in this story here has an alcoholism problem, it's obviously telling you to get out of that situation, and that could be the work that you have been working on, and that may have been the thing that you were not addressing, but now you found a way to escape or move on or release yourself from this. And it's gonna, because you want a healthy lifestyle, you know, that was a goal, so I see that opportunity here for you. I would cut those energy vampires out of your life, those naysayers, those negative Nellies that only bring themselves up by putting other people down. Again, that could be you, that could be somebody in your environment, that could be a Capricorn, Leo, Sagittarius, or Virgo in your environment. But this just talks about somebody out there is deceiving you. They are not in support of your highest good. You may also want to cleanse your space. I would recommend saging the area around you, because this may be a malevolent spirit that is around you right now. This also could be, I don't know if you have the ability to check for cameras in your apartment, somebody might be watching you, or somebody might, spying on you in some way. I don't want to say stalking you completely, because this isn't exactly the stalking card, but because it's carry a nation, her story carries a little bit more weight when I use this card. And there is a limit of determination, okay? There's a fine line between determined and detrimental. So be wary between crossing that line. Yeah, I feel like I keep saying the same thing in different contexts. Someone around you may be out there to do you harm, or you may be there to do somebody else harm. Please, this cleanse your energy. Try reconnecting with the earth, because something needs to be cleansed, and some people need to be cut out of your life. All right. Especially alcoholism, I see, if you've accomplished that. But again, this may be the work that you were doing, trying to figure out what this aspect was, because this could have been this King of Swords energy that you were trying to identify that you weren't completely addressing. Was this person, or this object, or this instance, or this issue, or this trait. Now you've researched on how to do it, and you're finding a way over it. You're finding a path over it. But I feel like for you guys, specifically Capricorn, it was a little more difficult to identify, and it was just a little bit more difficult to persevere over. All right. Thank you very much, my Capricorn Suns and my Pisces Moon. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support, love, and light. All right, thank you very much for returning, my Pisces Moon and our Aquarius Sun. You have the Three of Swords, which tells me that this was painful to go through. This was a little bit more painful for you. The work that you had to do either had you confronting things about yourself, people in your life, or situations that you had been subjecting yourself to and were afraid to get yourself out of, and this has caused a lot of pain. You had to see either yourself in a different light, someone else in a different light, or your situation in a different, obviously, perspective, because you have a new perspective on things. And this work and this healing and this contemplation and self-reflection really caused a lot of pain. You probably cried a lot through this time period. You might have hurt yourself. And now that doesn't have to be just self-mutilation. You could have punched a wall. You could have banged your head against the wall. You could have dug your nails into your arm. I'm just thinking of all the low spectrum ways in which you can actually cause pain. Like the frustration that builds up in you, and you just have to, you could have ripped something apart because you were so angry. You could have thrown your cell phone against a wall because you were so upset. Sorry, Julian, I was getting thirsty. But this was a painful time. But what I want to say about that painful time, even though, as in this card, the hearts, there's two hearts, and one is broken in essence, and the other one has the swords going through it, but they're both cleansed. Like this one back here, this heart, this broken heart of the ocean, it's very cleansing in emotional purity. There is something to say about dealing and going through pain, that it cleanses you, that it refreshes you, you know. And this one here, the way that it's like sorbet, you know, like a big stick, it's just, you're still on fire. It's still a fiery, beautiful, beating, luscious heart that burns and yearns, you know, and that's beautiful. And like all these kind of down here, you know, are all those memories and all those horrible things you said about yourself. And, you know, or I remember, you know, sometimes when when you didn't write something that you thought was good enough, you rip it up and throw it away, you know, like these are all the pain that you had to deal with. It's like you wrote it down and ripped it off and threw it away. You wrote it down and, you know, balled it up and threw it in the trash. You know, it was a very cleansing, spiritual, ritualistic experience for you. And I see it being very positive in its outcome. It's a beautiful, I mean, some of us, we have to remember what it's like to hurt, to understand what it's like to love. Like if we were unable to feel pain, essentially we'd be sociopaths, because the emotion from it, I mean, like emotional pain, not physical pain. I'm pretty sure sociopaths still feel physical pain. Anyways, you know, if we're unable to feel emotional pain and hurt from things, then we would be sociopaths. And there is no growth in essence for them. It's all about, you know, manipulation and winning. So this just shows a beautiful type of growth and experience that's happening within you. And it's going to lead to a lot of this. And it could be, maybe you were with a therapist that helped you get through it, you know, that led you to see yourself in a clearer vision, and instead of so much self-pain here, you know, self-degradation. All right. Okay. Thank you. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. Sorry, I was just looking to see if there was another message in there. And I think what the message was is they just want you to remember to just, take a moment and reflect. A moment of reflection. If you're getting to these points where you could be getting upset or angry at something, or you may feel frustrated, take a moment to reflect. Okay? All right. Thank you very much again. Don't forget to check out the short breathing exercise at the end of this. Love and light. All right. Thank you for joining back in. Pisces. Here we are. Pisces Moon, Pisces Sun. Last in the series. Now, of course, for the last one, you got 2 cards. The Emperor and Judgment in reverse. So, now, this is a little bit the harsh energy of, this kind of goes into what I was talking about, the Strength in reverse, how it could be all that toxic kind of energy about what you think a strong, dominant individual is. The Emperor is just another version of that, except it's masculine energy. It's real masculine, aggressive energy. So it may be actual using your physical force to put people down or make people feel weak. It could be strategizing to use your company to take down another company because the guy who ran it made you angry. I mean, real vengeful energy here. Now, Judgment in reverse could literally be the fact that something has made you so angry about something, and it's because there was something that did not rule in your favor, or you felt unjustly, you did not get your dues, oh gosh, like, okay, so let me just explain a little bit about the story of her. So, and you might understand what I'm trying to say. So, Sophia Singh, she was part of the monarchy in India before the British came in and took control over the country, and they promised the Sikhs a role in the British monarchy if they just gave up all their land and their rule. Now, when the Singh monarchy moved to Britain to live, they lived in part of the castles. They were given stipends, you know, due to the taxes and stuff like that. So they were almost, you know, brought in to the monarchy in a way. But when they went back to India, this one specifically, like her sister went back much earlier, but she eventually went back, and she saw the conditions and poverty that her people were living in, and she was no longer given the right to help her people. And in fact, even her movements were controlled by the British monarchy. And so she tried to join her sister and fight back and, really again, this independence and this anti-colonialism movement that was spreading. I mean, obviously Egypt was a lot earlier than India, but or earlier than India. But so what I'm seeing between this is literally you being part of, like, maybe you being part of a group, and somebody in this group, like they welcomed you into the group, the company, the social status, and they manipulated you, and they took control over what you saw was more of a, not birthright, it's a birthright in this case, but you felt it was, you know, your inherited right, or deserving, you were deserving of it, and you've been manipulated in this situation, and you no longer have control over it, and this has made you angry, and it's made you want to I guess in this case, you're reevaluating what your power is in the situation, because you thought it was going to offer you this Empress, Nine of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy, but really it's just led to a bunch of temperance and strength in reverse. So a lot of this aggressive negative energy of people being taken advantage of, and manipulative energy. So you've been dealing with a lot of reflection on how to address it. And now that you know what you need to do in order to do it, it's just, can you do it without all the emotional connection to it? Like, is there a way? Because the Emperor wants to fight back, you know, and you felt that you couldn't fight back in this situation, at least not the way that you wanted to. But somebody is going to help you achieve your goals, so you can go back to being at least a King of Wands, you know? You may not be the Emperor anymore, but this new venture, you may have to completely cut ties with this place, person, thing, business, idea, country, image, identity, and it may not be, you know, you may not be a emperor or prince or king or whatever anymore in that world, but you'll be stronger off for it. Then, and the fact that these are both major arcanas, this is a major issue in your life right now. This is a major situation. This is something that you yourself have put a lot of your identity into and a lot of your resolve into. And and someone has definitely possibly taken advantage of you, whether that's a Capricorn, a Sagittarius, a Leo, or Leo. I see those are the ones that could possibly have taken advantage of you, and the Virgo might be the one that's helping you get out of it, or another fire sign, possibly. I mean, in this case, this is Aries, and the Emperor is also Aries energy. So, which is also a real strong, forceful energy. Now, the Judgment is also fire energy in general. So this is something that you could have been very passionate about, something that really represented your ego drive. Wow. This could be somebody getting a divorce, and somebody's taking your family away from you, or trying to take your family away from you. Or maybe, unfortunately, if you're in the United States, or even if you're in Germany, or other places where QAnon is spreading their nonsense, is you could have had a happy family, and then they went down the QAnon rabbit hole, and it's broken your family up, and you are trying to build it back to what it was without this person. This is a lot of harsh, aggressive, actionable energy that's happening right now between the Judgment and the Emperor. Now, I'm going to ask Spirit real quickly how we can get these, because they're both in reverse, and because you want Judgment to be in your favor, and you want the strategy to work, I'm just going to ask Spirit, please clarify our Pisces on Pisces. What kind of energies do they need to focus on to make sure that they see some positive outcomes in regards to this major news cycle in this life? Please, Spirit, do you have any other messages for us? All right. Okay, I'm going to take these three. I feel like this is the strong. Okay, so now what I'm seeing here, okay, so the Three of Wands, a move might be necessary. Obviously, you already have all the skills, tools, and variables required in order to achieve this goal. So don't think that you need anything else, anyone else, or any more time you have everything you need to do this, and it's just time to set it into motion. And now, other thing is regarding this is the Death in reverse. This doesn't require you to create a whole new company, a whole new family, a whole new house, a whole new career, a whole new person. Like, you don't have to change. You don't have to evolve in order to get this done. You are already the person that you need to be in order to do this. It doesn't create, you don't require any transformative energy to achieve something else. You've already done the work. There's no sense in doing any more work regarding this. You have it. Just do it. But what you have to do is you have to stick to a clear and precise, this plan that you put together, this work between, I'm sorry, you can't see what I'm pointing at. This work between the Hermit and the Hangman, getting all perspectives you need and all the information you needed in order to cut through, you need to stick to this plan. You've worked hard on this strategy. You've worked hard on this company. You've worked hard for this family. You put in all this work. You have all these resources. You just need to make sure that you follow this kind of, the plan that you have in place. Don't diverge from your plan, all right? Okay? Crazy. I think this was the card that was on top. Okay. Yes, don't diverge from your plan in order to get this done, all right? Pisces Moon, Pisces Sun. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this, please like, share, or subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And right after this is just a short breathing exercise to help you rejuvenate your energy. All right, this is important, Pisces. This is an important time for you, okay? Be very attuned to it. Love and light.